So you reckon each campaign takes less than 4 hours on Frostpunk? I'll think about it, but before we can look to do anything, I need to wrap up. It's called again Inquisitor Martyr. I think so. Yesterday we did some of the regular missions modified by the tarot cards for better rewards, and I was like, no, I could just play this game into the hundreds of episodes, and no, let's just do the campaign missions. I mean, it's weird because I feel like I've already got most of what I want to get out of Inquisitor Martyr, which is, you know, killing heretics and shouting for the Emperor while a heavy bolter fires. And there's plenty of story exposition, but like, I mean, it's not really a story-driven game in the sense that I'm desperate to know what happens next in the story. I kind of could give a shit. A master archer. Interesting. Yeah, the eastern flank I'm happy with. Let's net this lad. Well, with a pierced hand now, he shouldn't be that dangerous. Shouldn't. So you're talking about Frostpunk now, what? You know what I might even do once, what's it, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 has an actual set release date. So when we're a couple months away from it being released, I might just do some retro playthroughs of the original. I mean, the game is old and rough to look at now, but my god, I love that game. Love Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Such a great game. One of the scariest games, actually, I ever played as well. I like that mission in the manor. It's surprisingly scary. The one where you've got to like get the ghost out of the manor, and then there's that one where you have to fight those little flesh golem things. They're fucking terrifying. No, Dietrich the Brute. Your arms are pierced, your chest is pierced, your hands is pierced. A tabletop version? Oh, cool. Man, if all my IRL friends weren't such fucking normies, I could play some tabletop games as well. Oh well. None of my friends are gamers. They all think I'm a childish loser for playing video games. It's their loss. It's kind of crazy to me that in 2020, people my age as well, not even that old, are still like looking down on gaming. Anyway. Empire of Sin, I've heard the name. Remind me what that's about again? A sort of 4X exploration, is it? I mean, but speaking of gamers, like as gamers, we are so spoiled. It is nuts how many good games there are. I think of all the dog shit I used to play when I was a kid. And like I kind of long a little bit for a return to those days, because it was, you know, you could have so much fun and be so impressed by games that are, by today's standards, horrendous. Like I was watching Skill Up's review of Godfall, and he was panning it because rightfully it looks like a dog shit game, but like in terms of its core mechanics and its looks and everything, it's incredible. If that game, you know, obviously graphics aside, it wouldn't have been realistic back then, but like just those mechanics and, you know, fighting style, all that stuff, released just 10 years ago, it would be like hailed as one of the greatest games of all time. But because it's released now, and we are so spoiled, and we're so accustomed to, well, we've grown so accustomed to such insanely good games, our standards keep going higher, you know? Ooh, Demon Souls. It's a pity it's still a PS5 exclusive, because my experience with the Souls games is only a bit of time on Dark Souls 2 on the PS4. But I love that game as well. So Demon Souls could be good. So, it's turn-based combat in like XCOM in a Mafia setting. Oh, yeah. Dude, remember Syndicate? Syndicate was one of those games that also was just a little too rough around the edges. It seemed like it had so many interesting ideas in it. I remember playing Syndicate a long time ago. I'm loving it. It's funny, if I think of all the games, like the first game I ever played was one of those little 16 color Windows games. Not 16-bit, 16 color. And it was like a modified version of Pac-Man where you had tanks like running around trying to shoot each other. Played that on my uncle's PC, and I think I must have been 6 or 7 and just being obsessed with it. And then, God, then I played Tetris and Pac-Man. But my first like video game was Golden Axe. God, Golden Axe was great. And then Streets of Rage. And then I remember I was then in high school, and I won the Sega Mega Drive 2 when Street Fighter 2 came out. This was when I would still, like, my dad would read the Sunday Times, and then there was a write-in competition in a magazine, and I just filled in my little entry, put it in an envelope and posted it off. And then a couple of weeks later I got a letter back saying you've won won a Sega Mega Drive 2. And like being a little I was grade 8, so like my first year of high school, and I was like, my parents were adamant they would never get me a video game console ever in my life. Under no circumstances would they ever get me video games. So I was like, fuck you guys, I'll just win one. And I think it was a bundle that came with what was it, Street Fighter 2 and another game I can't remember, but then it came with a game called Cyborg Justice, which is one of the best games I've ever played, man. When I'm remembering it a little too fondly, but I don't know if I think it might have been I think Streets of Rage was called Double Dragon here in South Africa. I can still remember the sound effects, like when you die, your character would go and then die. But then, like at that time in my life, I loved video games, but it was when I was later in high school and I started learning how to install games on my mom's work computer. And then I played Baldur's Gate 2, Shadows of Am, and that was the game that took me from someone who likes video games into for the rest of my life, I'm going to be a gamer. And if I had to pick one game that for me is the best video game ever made, it's got to be Baldur's Gate. God, what a game. Like, I mean, that game, like every other game I played was here, and Shadows of Am was just up here. Storytelling, graphics, game design, how it got me into it, the characters, the replayability, the depth of the combat, the depth of the spell casting. It was just, I've never seen anything like it. Original XCOM, I never played that. But I did play some little UFO game where you had to, like, special forces guys had to bust into a crashed UFO. That was quite cool. Anyway, long story short, I wish I could go back to those days of being so easily impressed by games. $244 is quite cheap. Go 3. This is the downside of having 20 lads. They eat like friggin' locusts. Oh yes. Wrong sound cue.
And there was much rejoicing.
It just so happens we want another legendary Catal. 37 to 55, 20 and 70, less fatigue. So I think that is standard armor ignore and standard armor effectiveness. It's just got base damage increase. That's amazing. I hope so, Wolfster. I hope so. And I mean, this is going to sound like a little, as a gamer, this might sound a little heretical. Like, The Witcher 2 was incredible, and I played it, but eventually I got a little bored of the late game part of it, and I stopped playing it. I never even played Witcher 3. I have no doubt that if I get into it, it would also suck me in and blow my mind. Give you the old suck and blow. Tusks Den in the hills. Right, let's compare the Catals here. 3755, 3654, 2070, 2070, minus 1 fatigue, minus 3 fatigue. Okay, so that one is better. Grizzly Backstabber is better. In retrospect, you know, I kind of wish that I maybe had taken quick hands on the dagger lads, because, you know, let's see, obviously puncture when you're attacking an unarmored target. The stab actually worth a 30 to 45. It really is, against like a nachte, like an unarmored target, unless of course you have a target that's stunned or whatever to use death blow, but just straight stab is like, that's pretty good. 30 to 45 times 3. Can't believe we got another legendary Catal. Davkul sends us more gifts. Deserves a drink. Emery. Got a little hammered. No named armor, was there? No. So what is this? 8-2 and 3-2 to do what? Travel to Eisenstein. I could do that. That could be good money, but again, we don't need to. Late game content time. Let's go find that cocking ice cave. I had that mod that shows you percentage chance to get legendary item. Unholds, 7 of them. Yeah, we'll take the tanks out. We'll leave the ranged lads behind. Yeah, the Catal daggers are definitely the way to go in this fight. A little weird setup, but okay. I suppose I could leave one of the great swords behind just to make it more uniform. Like that. Well, Pebble's Walrus needs the levels more than Enko, so... I'm sitting here feeling compelled. I want to play Long War of the Chosen again. But at the same time, it's just so traumatic getting it working. Oh, I didn't have anyone use the anti-stun ability. Fail. Well, maybe during Christmas time in December I'll just grind through all the hell of trying to get Long War of the Chosen working. Lads, missile 3, what is that? What? Raging Fury can't even attack over 2 tiles. Did he lose an eye? Nighttime, -2 vision. -3, he's got 1 vision. Fuck. No, come on. Good dodging, lads. Oh, come on. Can he attack someone? One of these guys who is going to be dazed or stunned or knitted. I think wait. I think Marden has a net. No, he doesn't. Fine, whatever. Well, actually, at least I should have waited for these other guys to strip more armor. Nice work, Stobbie. I can attack once with the dagger and then quick hands back to the mace. No, come on. Damage output from the lads. Excellent dodging. Man. I wonder if the bullhook wouldn't have been worth it. These things do have some armor. Like they have no armor. I could go in there, but then that puts them in triple contact, which I think is too dangerous. Sake. Yes, die. 2 down, 5 to go. Truth. Choppy chop. Wait. Although most likely by the time it's his turn again, these things would have been moved out of position. Ow! The dislocated shoulder's a nasty one. We missed a lot of really high percentage attacks. Well, that's Battle Brothers. Oh, I can't even have to go into melee range to throw the damn net. Unbelievable. Well, the nearest temple is going to be getting some good business out of us. Breaks out first attempt, easy. Fucking hell. They seem to have like 500 fatigue, these things. Unbelievable. Oh, fucking hell. I don't think I have broken one's morale though. That's pretty cool. Well done, the lads. Finally, we get to use the Catal combo. That's a lot of bones, though. That's awesome. That's 2 sets of bones attachments. Tavern, Harbor, Tavern, Armorer, Weaponsmith, Taxidermist. Well, I suppose we just avoid combat for like a week while we heal up. Tribal camp. Reavers chosen. Oh, battle site. I mean, this area's all been covered, so surely I shouldn't have to go over it again to look for the ice cave. I'm almost entirely certain the ice cave will be in an unexplored area. Fire pot, awesome. And we'll... Lost for the next battle, that could be worth it in some of these big battles. So the lads don't suffer the ill effects of any injuries. Right, who needs armor attachments? That's a good one. I think for the heavy lamella, should we just go direwolf? The sellsword armor is actually better, but like putting unhold or putting bone plating on anything less than like coat of scales feels like a bit of a waste. Fix the setup, this is ruined. Ah, well, it's this injury here that's kind of ruining things. think that'll do. Yeah. Tools wise, doing fine. Let's say sea of snow. Nothing like a good brawl, eh? Punch up, lads. It's just the kind of tough boys that we are. Yeah. Right, we need food. I should probably camp at night while I'm out here in the snow. Jotnar Skull Crusher. Or should we fight him? And many chosen. These great sword lads are going to be less useful. Sword. We'll take out the great sword lads, they'll be fine. I can't level any two lads the same. Literally the worst. No. Cold Hard Company, fuck off. Legendary helmet. Could be alright. It's a pretty sick looking helmet though, I've got to say. That's what I'm talking about. $77, is it worth a stun? Oh, they are strike down stun resistant, it looks like. Interesting. It doesn't say immune to stun. That's super annoying because now it didn't even apply daze to him. And that definitely hit. Calling bullshit on that. Dodge. Oh god, these things are so scary. Defense. Come on boys, defense. I was just gonna say, I haven't landed a shot yet. One down, 9 to go. Here we go. Actually, I shouldn't be attacking him with anything other than a dagger. I don't want to destroy the helmet. But I think now, isn't the rule now that legendaries just get kept at like 0%? Let's find out. It's unlikely to be a helmet I want to use anyway, so. Oh, fuck's sake, 76%. And that's such a great change. It used to be so disappointing when you have legendaries on the field and then you can't grab them because some ally destroyed it. They should fear us. Davkul is mightier than any barbarian old god. Like, okay, I should take a second just to shout out these heavy throwing axes. So we did 62 armor damage and 64 armor damage. That's like really good. 93 missed. No. There's a lot of missing happening, but indeed we are cleaning house. I want to see how we can perform against the Sea of Orc tents. The thing is, though, as much as I like this company, I don't think they can get through any of the late game content without suffering at least one fatality. Because they are all just cultists after all, so our combat stats are not great on the majority of the guys. Like, we have good durability, good defense, good hit points, but like, you know, some of the guys don't have the melee defense that we need. We've got 2 dagger lads who are light armor wearers that are crap. 375 for 20, that's amazing. I'm really pleasantly surprised by that. A reinforced helmet made from an extremely sturdy alloy. It's richly decorated and heavy, but offers extraordinary protection. So, wow, very nice. Depends how you would judge them as best late game fights. Like, in terms of the ones I enjoyed the most, I enjoyed the Sea of Tents the most. The fight against the orcs, I loved that. 320 for 15. 330 for 17. Let's go. That's fucking badass. And surprisingly, the Goblin city was actually fun as well. The Barbarian late game was dreadful. The Kraken fight is fucking terrible. The Witch's Hut is okay. Actually, don't really enjoy the late game stuff that much. I haven't fought the Librarian yet. I fought the Black Monolith once and got obliterated. That wasn't fun. So yeah, I have a lot of improving to do in the late game stuff. Let's see, 280 on. So we got a 250. Who's got helmet less than 250? Mizuma does. Please no spoilerino. I don't want to know anything about the library. I just want to blunder into it. All I know is you attack a lot of skulls. I don't know anything else about it. I don't want to know anything else about it. I want to go into it totally blind, get wrecked, be able to whinge and complain about how bullshit the fight is, and then think about it and then go back and do it. $160 food is not all that much. At the point where you restart the game, yeah, you just get annoyed and restart. Honestly, I think the early game might be some of my favorite stuff. I honestly really enjoy the early game. Righto. Ice Cave. Let's go find it. I had to guess, I'd say around there. Oh, what was that? Abandoned shelter, just some zombies. I used to be so thrilled to find a house full of zombies for some XP. Now, not even worth noticing. I truly hope I don't have that bug again where I don't get to do the ice cave. Aha! There it is. What's up, Anko? Okay, White, are you ready, my friend? So, the best mace, the best helmet, 385 is the best body armor. He's got the best grizzly backstabber, he's got Brock the Warhound. I think actually he probably should carry bandages because that zombie dude has a big cleaver that can make him bleed. I think Iron Will Potion, definitely, so he doesn't suffer any wounds during this fight. Actually, you know what I could do? Because I've got quick hands, I can start by throwing a net on him. And then in the next turn, quick hands to the War Mace. Do we have any reinforced nets available? Negative. Right. Really, it's not even giving... Oh, how it chooses the lads that go in is super annoying. Discover a cave in the ice where it's more shielded by yada yada. Should we leave and come back, see if it gives me different guys that I can try? Stobbie, Venthorn, Modern, and Anko. That's my only options. So the two dagger lads, my Bannerman, or Anko the Greatswords. I think it's got to be Anko. 85. We've got good defense. But this right here, this Grizzly War Mace, I think is the weapon that you need to use to kill this thing. Let's give him a try with the Greatsword, and then when he gets murdered, we'll try him with a different weapon. And then maybe Stobbie has a chance. But he would just be stabbing against this thing's armor. We'll see. If he doesn't have armor, then 3 attacks from the Violent Dirk every turn is actually pretty damn good. That's not great. He's gonna get killed by this thing. Save. Good luck, Anko. Yada yada yada. You can take him. Good luck. He looks different. I don't remember him wearing that helmet. One-shot dog rip. Typical. And then he regens health. Or does he regen armor as well? Okay, it's health that he... I don't think this is the dude to kill him. No. Yeah, look at that. The amount of armor pierces bonkers. Man, let's try that again with the two-handed mace, because I think the stun from the mace is the way to do it. Garp is indeed scary. So I'm guessing that the Grizzly War Mace, even though he doesn't have the specialization in using the mace, is the way to go. Is it worth spending an acid flask? Maybe. I think he's immune to goblin poison. Try that again. What's annoying is I'm pretty sure white can take him. Like, wait, let's make him move 2 squares, then he shouldn't be able to attack twice. Yeah, just the once. Drop dog. He's going to be immune to stun, 100%. Fur padding, yeah, that would be the thing, wouldn't it? See, now, that's what I'm talking about. It's insane how big of a difference having the right weapon makes. But that was a headshot too, so that did like 2/3 of his health. And you can break his nose. That's interesting, because I thought he was undead. Well, thank you, Aimless. I do try. I want to go square Viking style, but it's... I don't have the beard hair for it. As it gets longer, it starts getting all twisty and hobo-like. So you can injure him, which is interesting. And go, you legend. So, what does that tell us about the performance of a great sword compared to the performance of a two-handed mace? So, Forefathers Hacker. Now, this massive and exceptionally well-crafted warblade is covered with runes and decorations that are typical for the barbarian tribes of the north. Out of interest, I kind of want to reload this again and try Stobbie the Dagger Lad, but Stobbie's going to be dodgy. Heavy javelins. The thing is, the dog will probably just get one shot, and then every turn you'll have to use fancy feet to give yourself space. Throw a javelin at him. You'll become exhausted too quick. No, it won't work. Anko cuts the Madman down. His chest armor shatters and flies off his body. Chunks of plate spinning and warbling into the air, and yet tethered together by some strange blue tendrils. Your men finally break through the icy cavern's entrance and slide down the declination. Anko is quite alright, nodding smugly as he sheathed his weapon. Just a crazy fuck, Captain. He crouched beside the body. Ice contorts half the flesh, twisting it into nubs of black, and what isn't frozen is flaked by strangely sparkling rime. Despite his grisly state, the Madman died with a wild grin still on his face. The eyes are a bright blue, and you see yourself in their gaze, a faceless silhouette. And then the colour slowly slips away, not like you've seen before, but as though someone were dragging a curtain through a window, slowly sucking all colour right into the sockets. The corpse grins at you, but you refuse to believe that is what you saw. One of the mercenaries picks up the Madman's bizarre armour and holds it at length. What do you figure this is? Plates dangle from one another by some strange blue gelatin, and the insides of the metal slats are coated in bubbling, twirling blues as though it were the work of some celestial blacksmith. It is cool to the touch and gives beneath the slightest push to your finger. You've never seen or felt anything like it, but the armor itself is currently in an unusable state. You have the goop and armor put into inventory. Scour the cave for more goods, which there are none. Before you leave the cave, you glance at the corpse one last time. You think you saw it move again, but surely it is the cold of the frozen north that is playing tricks on you. Javelin, duelist, pierce armor. Yeah, that's actually 70%. You did well, Anko. You did well. Oh, it's still going. As you depart the cave, a local northerner covered in bear fur stands across the company. He looks at you and then the cave entrance and asks, "Do you speak the southern or native tongue?" Keeping your guard, you confirm the former. He nods. "And what did you see in that cave? Did you see it?" You tell him you found nothing, only a madman. The stranger smirks. A madman. A madman, that is what you think you saw. It is within us all to speak warily of the unnatural, but not within us to recognize when nature herself takes a step back. Horrors are easier said than seen. That was no ordinary man, you fool, but the Lerock, a transient spirit that shifts from one vessel to another. No one really knows what it looks like. The whole world is simply a series of masks, and it will happily go from one to the other. Usually taking the shape of animals, sometimes a man if he is so weak. If he is a being of absolute malice. It cannot be killed. No, it sees death, even its own, as entertainment. It remembers those who escape it. It remembers those it wishes to play with. I pray you have a face worth forgetting. You put your hand on the pommel of your sword and tell him that whatever mysticism and myth-making he's got left, he can keep to himself. You saw the madman in the cave, and that's all he was, a man. The stranger nods again and backs off. As you wish. May you travel well. So now you find like a ritual tree, which I understand. I haven't done it before, but I understand it leads you to an even bigger battle against, well, it's against the Lerock itself, I think. And then if you defeat the Lerock, you then get to use the ritual armor, and I think the ritual armor repairs the heals the hit points of the person wearing it. What I really want though is the main Davkul sacrifices to happen, where you have to sacrifice one of your 2 highest level lads. And it's not that I want to sacrifice my lads, but when you do that you get Davkul armor, which regenerates its armor. I would imagine it is Anko. The developers of this game are super plugged into their Polish and Norse mysticism. I might have passed the grove. I don't have a good brain. It's a Forefathers hacker. I don't have anyone who actually has Cleaver Mastery. Out of interest, what's this? Patrol. A 5-day patrol. That I'll do, because I can get paid to look for the grove. I just passed the grove. I didn't see it. We walked around here. Oh, yeah, there it is. Hunting ground. Well spotted. Let's complete this mission and then go do that. But 47 minutes in, we'll take a little break. And when we come back, we'll just hurry up and finish this. We'll just kill some whatever. Really, I want to do this so I can stock up on supplies. And then there's the grove. A lone elk grazes on green meadows in the shadows of some trees by a small lake. So, I haven't done the Lerock fight, but from what I understand from I think it was like a developer video when it was introduced, they hinted at some of its aspects, and if memory serves, it does like a charging attack at you, similar to the Unhold. So that makes me think that my sword tanks are going to be instrumental if it's possible to taunt the Lerock, because I imagine it's going to fade in and out of existence and hit you from range, and then be hard to pin down. So hopefully you can taunt it, and then we can keep it in place and just beat the bejesus out of it with white. Like his melee skill is nice at level 11. His melee defense is okay. Hit points could be better. Fatigue could be better. But this is a decent lad, and he's got nice armor. Right. Thanks for watching, friends. When we come back, quick patrol mission, and then the Lerock fight.